welcome to another lawnfawn video. Today we are introducing a reverse stitched scalloped window dies. These window dies are so awesome, and we have them in a rectangle shape, a square shape, and a circle shape. So let's go ahead and check these out. So here are the square shapes, and you'll see we have 4 different sizes, and you can cut them from any sized card. So you'll see we have a tiny window on a bigger card, or you could do multiple tiny windows on one big card, or a tiny card with a tiny window. So there's a bunch of mix and match opportunities with these. And then here I wanted to show you with some white cardstock behind it how it looks so you can see how beautiful those scallops are. Here are the rectangles, which we also have 4 sizes, and once again you can play around with the size of the rectangle and the size of the card base that you're putting it on. And then here is a look with some white cardstock behind it so you can see that beautiful scallop detail and that awesome stitching. These are the circles, and we have 3 sizes and a cute little stitched heart as well. And once again, you can play around with the size of your card base and the size of your circle. It's a perfect way to highlight a cool scene in either a circle, rectangle, or a square shape. And here's a look with the white cardstock behind it so you can see how beautiful those little scallops are. Now it's time to make some cards with these. So I have a standard size card base at 5.5 by 4.25, and I'm going to use my middle size scalloped circle there, and I've cut a beautiful window that's going to be a really cool place to highlight a little scene. Here I have some Watercolor Wishes paper in purple and a card base that's also the standard size. And we're going to go ahead and add some tape runner to that purple pattern paper and add that to the card base. And then we're going to add some foam squares to the back of that circle window. And I love adding foam squares to these because that dimension of the scallop circle there with the purple paper behind it looks really, really cool. Next up, we're going to take our nitpicky fall paper there, and I'm going to choose that orange argyle, which I think looks really pretty with the purple Watercolor Wishes paper. We also have our Happy Fall line border, and we're going to die cut that from some ground coffee cardstock. So you'll see how pretty these colors are all looking together. So I'm going to make a little tick mark at how high up I want that pattern paper to go, and then I can go ahead and trim that off right at the tick mark, and then add some tape runner to that and layer that onto my card front. Then I'm going to take some liquid glue using the glue tube and just add tiny little dots to the back of that delicate die cut and layer that right onto my card. And I love using die cuts as my sentiment. I think it looks so pretty. And then I'll go ahead and cut off any of the excess of that line border on either side. To create my scene, I'm going to be using Thanks a Latte and So Owlsome. I'm going to use the little leaf from Thanks a Latte and then the branch and the owl from So Owlsome, and these guys are so cute. And today I'm recreating a card by Kay, so thank you so much, Kay, for letting me recreate this card for the video. I've added foam squares to the back of all of my little images there, and you'll see I'm going to be tucking the leaves in the circle just like that, and I think that's such a cool look when it looks like they're coming out from inside of those scallops. For a little extra detail, I'm going to take a sparkle marker here and just go over all of my leaves, and I'm also going to go over my line border as well. And this is a really nice, clean and simple card, so I thought that little added sparkle would be really, really nice. And so here is a look at what that sparkle looks like. And then my card is all finished. I love how these windows make for such quick and easy but totally gorgeous cards. So next up, we're going to be working on making a Christmas card. So we have some really rainbow Christmas paper, and we're going to be cutting the solid colors there. So we've got the blue, the green, and the red. And so we're going to trim these down to a standard size card base at 4.25 by 5.5, and we're going to use the squares this time. So you'll see we're going to use the second to largest square there on the green piece, and we're just going to hold that in place with some low tack tape so that we can run it through our die cut machine and get this awesome square window. Then we can layer that over the red paper and use that window as a guide as to where to place our next square. So we're going to place that square there. We can hold it in place with some low tack tape and run that through our die cut machine. And I love the idea of layering the 2 different sizes of squares. It's such a cool look. So next up, we're going to add some tape runner to our piece here, our blue piece, and we're going to add that onto our card base. Then we can start to layer our windows over that. So we're going to add some foam tape to the back of the red window that had the smaller square on it. And we're going to layer that so that you're going to see the blue pattern paper through the red. And then we can take the green piece and add some foam adhesive to that and layer that on top. So it's going to be like a window within a window, and I think it looks really, really cool. We've stamped, colored, and die cut a bunch of images from holiday helpers and from Say What Christmas Critters. And I love these little images because they're perfect for tucking into these little squares. So you'll see how cute this is going to look because you can tuck the little elf in there and it looks like they're kind of just being crazy and rambunctious and peeking out from these awesome windows. It's just so adorable. So we're going to add a bunch of our elves there, and then we're going to add our penguin. We're just going to trim off a little bit of the penguin. That way we can really tuck him under that window and it looks like he's coming out. Just a little bit of him is peeking out from under the window. So you'll see just how cute that look is there once you layer him behind there. And then we can take the little toys that are from the Holiday Helpers set and put those all around the window pieces as well. And I love that this card design could be used for Christmas, but you could do it with other cute little images for spring cards or Easter with little Easter eggs or something. So here we've gone ahead and stamped in some clear embossing ink the winter big scripty words. We've added some white heat embossing powder and we've heated that up. And now we're going to use the coordinating die to cut this out. And I love the look of the winter big scripty words because there's the die for the words. It just looks so beautiful. Next, we can take that and add some liquid glue behind it and then layer that onto the card front for a nice bold sentiment. And then to finish off this card and kind of tie in all of those little presents that are in our squares there, we're just going to add our little drum and the train there with foam squares. And I love that it kind of adds a finishing look and kind of ties in the toys to the sentiment as well. And look how cute and fun this card. I just love it so much. So now we're going to be making a birthday card. So I love that these windows can be great for holiday, but they're great for year-round too. And we're going to use the largest of the rectangles on a standard sized card base. So when you use the largest of the rectangle window on the standard sized card base, it gives you kind of this cool skinny little frame, which is a really cool look. Next up, we have our Watercolor Wishes paper, and so we're going to pull out one of the blue pieces, and then we'll cut that down to 5.5 by 4.25 and layer it onto a card base. Then next, we're going to take some narwhal cardstock and kind of add that to our scene here to see where it's best to stamp our happy birthday sentiment on there, which is from Simply Sentiments. And so we're going to stamp that out in some clear heat embossing ink, and then we can add some white heat embossing powder and heat that up with our heat tool. And I just love the look of a white heat embossed sentiment. It's just so beautiful. So now that we have that sentiment on there, we can use a simple stitched hillside border to cut a little hill for all of our characters in our scene to be on. We'll go ahead and add some tape runner to the back of that hill and then layer that onto our card base. Next up, we have the bunting borders die, and we die cut that from that same narwhal cardstock. And then we're going to take all the little pennants from that, and we're going to die cut that from some really rainbow pattern paper. So first up, we're just going to layer that banner onto the card, and then that beautiful rainbowy paper right there, we're just going to add a little liquid glue to each of those pennants and then layer those little triangle pennants on, and it's going to be this beautiful birthday surprise with all of these different rainbow pieces kind of on there on that banner. I think it's just adorable. We can cut off any of the excess and then layer that frame with some liquid glue on top, and you'll see how cute that banner looks with the frame over it. So next up, we used a bunch of stamp sets. Let's just take out your fun favorite stamp sets and you can use them with the Screen Time little kids. We've got the little kids, a bunch of the things from Party Animal. We can use Holiday Helpers and even Christmas Dreams as well. And so we're going to add the party hats from Party Animal to those cute little kids from Screen Time. And then the Screen Time kids can hold the different Party Animal things and the little toys from Holiday Helpers too. So I love being able to mix and match stamp sets this way. And how cute do those kids look holding presents and ice cream? It's so adorable. And then now we can start to take all of these pieces to help form our scene. So we're going to layer our kids on there, and then we can layer our little presents and toys. So I love that we're mixing and matching holiday stamp sets with non-holiday sets to create a really cute birthday card. To finish this sweet scene up, we can add some cute little balloons. I love how he's kind of holding the balloons and add some beautiful pops of color. And then our card is all done. It's so cute. The frame really highlights and brings some really fun color to the whole thing. And I love how cute those Screen Time kids look celebrating a birthday party. So next up, we have some beautiful cards by the design team. And first up, we have a gorgeous card by Elena where she used the circle window there to highlight a beautiful starry sky for those bears to be looking up at. Here, Kay used a rectangle window to highlight a beautiful scene with Thanks a Latte, which is so cute. I love how Kristen layered both the square, rectangle, and circle tiny windows on her card to create a really cute way to highlight her different stamped elements. And here Elise highlighted her cute little snowy scene with a circle die cut. This card by Rebecca is so sweet, and I love how she got to highlight some pattern paper in that circle window. And then here Melissa created a really cool frame with that rectangle window, and I love the pattern paper she created with those speech bubbles. Here Kristen created an awesome tone-on-tone look with the window. And I love that beautiful sky that Letitia created with that awesome rainbow. It's such a cool way to create a beautiful sky image. This is an awesome card by Megan. I love how she used the square window and all of those little pumpkins in that thanks a latte. And here Megan used the rectangle there to highlight her cute Christmas scene with those screen time kids. Here, this card by Linda is so sweet. She used the circle to help guide her where to put her leaf and wreath elements, which I think is so pretty. And this card by Lizzie is beautifully clean and simple, and it's such a beautiful way to highlight a scene with these awesome window pieces. Here's the card by Kay that inspired me to make mine today. And then I love this card by Audrey and how she highlighted those cute little mugs there in her circle-shaped stitched window. And then I love how Kay layered the two different sizes of the windows to create a really cool scene with her awesome little deer. So I cannot wait to see how you guys use these awesome window dies, so make sure to share them with us. Thank you so much for watching today and have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!